Pisces, welcome back to Tune Into Tarot, and today we'll be diving into the month of December 2021. For anyone with a sun, moon, or rising sign in the sign of Pisces, this reading is for you. So without further ado, let's tune into tarot for the month ahead. With the energy of your recent past, it is showing up as the Devil card. So this is suggesting that you are experiencing some kind of toxic attachment to a person, place, or thing, to a noun, to whether it's a relationship or a former partner, an ex, a friend, an energy vampire. There's someone in your circle, in your field, that is depleting you or creating some kind of toxic attachment, and you're seeking to cut that attachment off, but for now it's still present and you're still dealing with it. Now this could show up also as a substance abuse, if you're drinking too much or smoking too much, or like I said, some kind of toxic dependency on something, a substance, a drug, or even perhaps in a financial sense, like you're too reliant on the government or a bank loan or something that's keeping you afloat. But there's something you're attached to or connected to that is feeling depleting to your energy and to your life force in some way. We're moving into the first week of December, which is showing up as the Four of Swords, and this is suggesting a time of rest and recovery. It can be healing, it can be a break, a getaway of some kind. Maybe you take a day off, an extra day off, and retreat to the woods. You find a cabin and you just rest and recover and cozy up near the fire with some coffee and a good book, or your lover, and you just experience a winter's dream in the mountains or something like that. You do something that feels restful, that feels like a recovery, that feels like it's a break from your daily kind of mundane tasks. It doesn't have to be a getaway. It can just be resting at home, I suppose, but it's doing something that's different and unusual to your normal activities. So I guess if you've been in a state where you've been resting quite a bit or spend a lot of time at home, then this is taking you out of the home into a new environment. Like maybe you visit family in another location, that would still be a getaway of some kind. Or if you've been very active and working a lot, then again, this can just be kind of taking a break from that and doing something more restful and relaxing. And so it looks like the first week of December offers some kind of situation in that realm. Then the second week of December is showing up as the Hierophant. Now, this brings in, could be like going to church or some kind of community-led event or a retreat of some kind, or it could also show up as a wedding, or it could be taking a relationship to a higher level commitment, getting engaged, moving in together, or talking about that, or getting some guidance. The Hierophant can sometimes be like our inner Buddha. Maybe we're looking inwards for our own advice, or we're looking to a teacher or someone we trust to lend advice, maybe regarding a toxic attachment, how to get out of this dependency on someone or something. Maybe we're talking to a therapist or a counselor of some kind, or going to like AA meetings, something like that. I can see that showing up with the Hierophant. And then in the third week of December, it's showing up as the Fool, which is indicating a new adventure, a new path, a new beginning. It's starting out on something exciting. This could be anything from an educational program to traveling, or some kind of a new job, a new opportunity that comes in, learning something new, applying yourself. You may be even getting a pet. Maybe you're in a relationship and you decide to get a pet and add that. You're like adding it to your family. That could be kind of taking the relationship to another, like a higher level, where you introduce a pet or a third party to the situation. A baby maybe might be coming in even. So be careful, Pisces, if that's not what you want. But In any case, something new is being presented in this third week, and you're very excited about it. You're very kind of blissfully ignorant about what it requires to maybe have a baby or have a pet or a dog or something. It requires a lot more of you than you would even anticipated, even though it's still very exciting and fun and new. And then the final week of December is showing up as the Six of Pentacles reversed. Now, Six of Pentacles has to do with our karmic bank account in some ways. It's a giving and receiving. It's generosity playing out as well. So we're either on the receiving end of that generosity or the giving end. And this is around Christmas, so that makes sense. It scans where sometimes we're very generous with gift giving or certain charities and goodwill and Salvation Army, right? They're always out in front of the stores with the bell. And so this might be that you're giving or being generous with others. You might be on the receiving end of that generosity as well, where you're seeking help or assistance or financial support in some way from others. And I think it's important here just to remember to be grateful for what you do have and for the gifts you do receive, and try not to fixate too much on what you're missing or what you're lacking, because that will just sort of perpetuate this feeling of scarcity or lack mindset. So try to just be appreciative and grateful for what you do have, what you have achieved, who you are, what you've become, and who you're becoming, because it will only grow and get bigger and greater and more expansive from here. But you do need to be in that proper mindset where you're open to receive. And sometimes with the Six of Pentacles, especially in the reversed position, I would say creates some questions or ethics around the idea of sort of the transactional nature of certain gifts that might be coming in or opportunities. So if you're presented with a gift or an opportunity that feels like you have to subject yourself to certain actions, or like certain actions are expected of you that feel a little bit unethical or questionable or uncouth in some way, then just kind of stop yourself, really think about it. If it's something you feel is aligned with you on a deeper level, or if it's maybe not worth subjecting yourself to those actions, because that kind of theme can come up where, sometimes people give for the sake of giving, and other times people give in order to receive in a transactional way, if that makes sense. So something like that might be coming up in this last week, which does again make sense with Christmas, because a lot of time there are gifts that are exchanged and people don't always want to participate in that, I guess. So the final words of wisdom from Oracle is showing up as the winter's dream, just a gestational period. So like I said, if you don't want kids, Pisces, be careful this month, because it's showing up in more than one way. This also has to do with sanctuary and conscious awareness. The winter's dream is a summons to go within. Your life force longs to turn inward, like the sap of trees returning to the roots. Cast your gaze toward the deep and hidden places in your heart. Come to rest again in the sanctuary and safety of your soul, and be at peace, basking in your crystalline clarity in that quiet place. This is not hibernation. Do not fall asleep. Take your quiet, wakeful nature with you into stillness, and know that you are replenishing your life force. Like the Four of Swords, you're resting, you're recovering, you're still awake, but you're just replenishing your life force. Trust that the deeply buried seeds inside your soul, the ones you planted even before you were born, are stirring softly, ready to awaken with the spring. But do not try to rouse them early. Instead, surrender to the quiet of winter's dream. Winter's dream can lull you into a slumber where you can lose consciousness and become caught in a nightmare. Awaken, find that easy return to wakefulness that brings you clarity. This is the time to set your priorities in order, yet not act on any of them. Allow the clarity and transparency that comes with winter's dream to permeate your heart and soul. The time for action will come later. Remember that all things are born of dreams, and your task is to wake up within the dream to lucidly guide it to your chosen destination. So I feel like if any of you Pisces are working on a creative project or a side hustle of some kind, or some kind of business that you're just getting started or about to launch, that this is still a time where you're building and growing and creating, and you haven't yet necessarily promoted it or projected it or broadcasted it in some way. It's not really well known necessarily yet. It's still in sort of this growth phase, this gestational period. And so I think one message that is coming through is just to be patient and allow that to happen, allow that process to build and grow. And then in the spring is really more appropriate to project it and broadcast it and promote it a bit more. So for now, just work on fine tuning and sort of cleaning up the edges and the details, the finer details. And then in the spring, you can really jump on the promotion of that creative project. Pisces, if that felt like it resonated, please like this video, comment below, let me know how your month unfolds. Subscribe to my channel, share this with any of your Pisces friends. Thank you for being here. I'll check in with you next month. Take care, you guys.